see what it means, consciousness means. This is a true story. And it's a story of the year before I left for Uganda. I had been invited to go to Uganda as a missionary. And I had thought about it a bit. I had hesitated. But eventually I said, if I get a direct invitation from Uganda, I will accept the invitation. So I got a direct invitation for the provincial of Uganda, Vincent Badiji. So I get my email, send the email, I get my email, I send a response within about an hour. And all right, I had thought about it, boom, I'm going. I'll go and help you to organize the university. However, during the night, around 3 o'clock in the morning, I said, what a crazy fool. I'm 74 years old. I'm working with the homeless. I was still president of the Coalition to End Homelessness. I had just accepted to be the president of the Maine Council of Churches. I was chair of the York County Shelter. I was writing I was writing an article in the church world every week. So here I am, I'm doing some, relatively useful work. I'm going to go to Uganda. I don't know anybody. I don't know the language. They have over 50 different dialects over there. They speak English, of course, but that's not their first language. What am I doing? Am I crazy? I'm 74 years old. And so I said, I better write to them immediately to find out. Because, if I'm going to change my mind, I've got to tell them immediately. I don't want them to think, wait a couple days. So I said, I just wrote to them late last night, so that means they may not even have it yet. So if I write away immediately, I might be able to change their minds. But at the same time, I wasn't sure, because I wasn't sure, since I had decided that if he invited me directly, I would accept. So I wasn't sure what was the right thing. So I decided I couldn't sleep. So it was around 3:30, whatever it is, 3:45. I said, I'm going to go to the chapel and I'm going to pray and I'm going to ask God's help. I'm not sure what's the right answer, but I'll go to the chapel and I'll pray for a while. So I go to the chapel and I prayed there for about, until the Mass was, I don't know, probably at 6:30 because it was in, anyway, whatever time it was. And then, before the Mass, I had negotiated with the Lord. We had talked, I wasn't sure, and I had asked for God's help. And so, I finally realized that maybe the way I will find, since I can't find a direct answer, I said, Lord, whatever is the first reading of the day, whatever the first reading of the day is about, I will accept it. So if you want me to go to Uganda, show it. If you want me to stay here, show it. Let me know in one form or another whether or not I should be going to Uganda. So, Jeremiah 29, verse 11. This is what the reading was. For I know well the plans I have in mind for you, says the Lord. Plans for your welfare, not for woe. Plans to give you a future full of hope. Now that sounded pretty good. Plans for your welfare, not for woe. Plans to give you a future full of hope. When you call me, when you pray to me, I will listen to you. That's not bad, huh? The Lord said, I will listen to you. When you look for me, you will find me. Yes, when you seek me with all your heart, you will find me with you, says the Lord, and I will change your lot. So, Lord, when I look for the Lord, I'll find him, and so forth. And this was the clincher. I will gather you together from all the nations and all the places to which I have banished you, says the Lord. So again, 3 times, says the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I have exiled you. So, how could I refuse? So the Lord was actually promising, I know the plans for your welfare, not for woe, plans to give you a future full of hope. When you pray to me, I will listen. When you seek me, you will find me. And then also, I will bring you back from the land to which I am banishing you. So obviously, now the reason I give you that example is that because the reading was so direct, it entered my consciousness. So in other words, I knew that it was really the Lord who has spoken, and that obviously I was supposed to go to Uganda. There was it was not something that I could negotiate. If I really wanted to respond, I really had to respond directly because it was so obvious. I'm banishing you, and to the country from which you have been exiled. So obviously, I was definitely supposed to go. So when it enters your consciousness, then it's like you trust and you know that it's going to work. So I knew that if I went to Uganda, that it really was not my responsibility anymore. I could do the work that God was asking of me and work as well as I could, but that basically God had almost promised that he would take care of it. I have a future full of hope. And then if you pray to me, I will listen. If you seek me, you will find me. And then I'll bring you back from where I'm exiling you. So obviously it was, so then when you believe it, then it enters your consciousness. And then you believe it at a different level. So then you can trust that no matter, I knew that even if I didn't have the money, somehow we would find some money because it was supposed to be a successful operation. And then whether we had people that were going to work there or not, obviously there would be some response. God had in some way indicated that there would be some response, that something would be working out properly. Okay? So the reason I say that is that when you're talking about consciousness, that's what it means. It means that